Hello and welcome to Ipswich's Real Estate Podcast, a podcast where we help you navigate the often complex world of buying, selling and renting here in Ipswich and our surrounding suburbs. I'm Steve Athanates. I'm the owner of NG Real Estate here in Ipswich. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm joined today by Matthew Taylor-Farrington from Purple Bunny Marketing, a great friend of our show and an absolute genius when it comes to marketing, all things marketing. And if you need anything, reach out to Matthew. He can help you.
What are you buttering me up for, Steve?
Well, you know, we've got to have a serious chat, Matt, about what's happening in this real estate marketplace. And what I wanted to do, and what you asked me to do, was give, I guess, the Ipswich buying and selling public an update on what's happened to our real estate market post-federal budget. Because, look, let's be honest, there's been so much commentary. Anyone, like, you'd have to be hiding under a rock. You're getting bombarded on the news, newspapers, your social media feed is blowing up, and it's all things real estate and what's happening. So I thought it was pertinent to have a chat about what is actually happened to our real estate market, because I think there's a lot of doom and gloom. For anyone who's my age, I'm in my 50s, we've seen this cycle before. It's not something that everyone needs to panic about. So overall, I mean, it's a great market.
Yes.
It's just a slightly different market, but we wanted to talk about what's happened. So you've got some questions for me, Matt, I think.
Yes, I do. All right. So I guess, first of all, the market has changed, as you alluded to. So I guess what opportunities exist now in this market as a result of that latest budget?
Well, look, what we're seeing is obviously it's only really a couple of weeks since the federal budget dropped. Okay. Now, I say it's changed. It's changing, and it's changing slightly. There is no massive fall off the cliff. There is no, Armageddon and, the sky's going to fall in. There is nothing like that. Okay, so what I want to do is, I guess, start off by saying to people of Ipswich, don't panic. Okay, nothing truly bad has happened at all. Okay, the federal government has implemented a policy which is designed, and they've come out today and said, basically, this is, when I say they, I'm talking about the Prime Minister of Australia, Mr. Albanese, has come out basically saying their whole policy regarding negative gearing and capital gains tax has been designed to slow the real estate market. Now, his reasoning behind it, I'm not saying it's right, but I'll tell you his reasoning is that over the last 20 odd years, house prices have increased, wait for it, 400%. Right? So what they're saying is, and what the government's belief is that if house prices continue to rise at that rate, that normal Australians, everyday Australians, young Australians won't be able to afford to get into the housing industry. And that's been the conversation we've been having for the last 4 or 5 years.
Every episode,
So that's their reasoning, and that's why they've officially come out today and said, that's the real reason why we did it. We didn't want to tell you we've had a change of direction, or what was that? That was his saying, 50 times we're not going to touch negative gearing, but now we've had a change of direction. Well, that's why. But I want to reassure you, it is just a policy, okay? Nothing fundamentally has changed for you as a buyer or a seller. There are some changes which have started to come and which may come over the coming months. So there are some changes, but what we're seeing is that our open home numbers are definitely down on what we've traditionally seen. We were in a situation where probably 90 to 95% of all the houses that we sold, and we're selling 100, 120 properties a month, right, across all of our offices, probably 90 to 95% of those properties were going to multiple offer. Okay, well, when our open home numbers are down, that can't occur. So what we're starting to see is we're seeing a better opportunity for young people to get into the market where they're not under extreme competition. So the benefit to, I guess, buyers, less competition. Right. So you can have a go, you can submit, you might even be able to take, 2 seconds to actually think about what you want to do and whether the property's right. So you've got a little bit more time and a little bit more space to make an informed decision. So there's definitely some benefits there for buyers.
Yes.
So for the first time in a long time,
Yep.
buyers have a better opportunity. So
Yes.
if you're a buyer, hooray for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Things are getting easier for you.
Yes.
All right.
Agreed. All right. So obviously we're saying that buyers have the better opportunity, which is great. They've obviously been kind of saying this for a while. We've been hearing it. It's been a struggle to get in the market. But I guess who are we seeing, or who do you expect to stop seeing buying?
Okay. Because of this change to capital gains and negative gearing laws, we're seeing a lot less investors, right?
Yep.
Now, investors are probably the ones who have been competing against first home buyers and stopping them from getting into the market, because there's been a lot of investors who've seen an opportunity for continued capital growth.
Yep.
But now what's happened, a lot of investors have stopped buying right now.
Yes.
Now, I don't think that will last forever.
No.
Right? They'll sit back, they'll digest what's happened. Their accountants will give them advice on what the provisions of the laws are saying. And ultimately, they will find a different strategy or a different style of property that they can invest in, and the investors will be back. Yep. So if you're a first home buyer, there's a better opportunity for you right now, but don't wait too long. Yes. Because the investors will figure it out.
Correct.
Okay, the accountants will figure it out, and then they'll be back.
Yes.
So don't wait too long. But the good news is there's definitely a good opportunity for you right now.
Yes. Agreed. All right. So what do you think might be some of the unexpected or long-term impacts of this change, this legislation change?
Okay. Now, I mentioned house prices may start to soften slightly. Okay.
Yes.
They're not going to drop 20% or anything like that. We could see a softening in the vicinity of, say, 5%. Worst case scenario, absolute worst case scenario, it could be as much as 10%. Yep. So everyone's going, okay, well, good. I'll just wait. I'll wait until they drop 10% and then I'll buy.
Yes.
Right. The problem out there is you'll remember, it wasn't that long ago that the government was encouraging first home buyers to get into the market. So
Yes.
much so, they offered them to get into the market on a 5%
Yes.
deposit. Right. Now, if the market drops 5%, these poor buyers, this generation of buyers,
Yep.
will be in a negative equity situation.
Yes.
Where their house is now worth less than what they paid for it 3 months ago, 6 months ago, maybe even 12 months ago.
Yes.
So the unintended consequence, and I'm not sure they really have thought about this too much,
Yes.
is that if the market does drop, which is what they're saying they want to happen,
Yes.
how do these people survive
Correct.
when they came in on a 5% deposit?
Yes.
So look, honestly, like my heart goes out to those people.
Yes.
The government has tried to slow the market down, but in so doing, if prices reduce, that the people that they're trying to protect, they're trying to help, they go into negative equity situation.
Correct.
Dire situation. So like we hope we can limit the drop, right? Because it's going to hurt innocent people who don't deserve it.
Yes.
Right? So that's one of the unintended consequences. Another one of the unintended consequences, I guess, is that there will be opportunities that will come back to the people, the high income earners, the people who have residual income, who can buy investment properties. They will find another way to
Yep.
invest in the market.
Yes.
So the government thinks they're being clever by slowing or stopping the market. The market will always adapt, okay? And it will just find a different avenue to invest in.
Yeah.
And the competition will come back, okay? And first home buyers will be in a very similar position
Yes.
in the future. So whilst the government has a plan and they have an intended, outcome,
Yes.
sometimes the outcome is not what you always think it's going to be.
Correct. Yeah.
The investment marketplace is very resilient. I promise you. There'll be some
Yes.
accountants out there that will find a way, and people will look at either larger blocks, right,
Yep.
which have even maybe an old house on it.
Yep.
Okay, big block. They'll either go dual occupancy and add a new dwelling at the back, and then try and get some sort of concession with their negative gearing and their capital gains concession.
Yes.
Or they will knock the existing house
House
down,
down.
and they'll build two
Yep.
on that property, and they'll have new properties and they'll have created 2 properties and they'll get all those same concessions back again,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
But I think the one thing that we really need to discuss, and this is the one that worries me the most,
Yes.
in the interim, right, when there's no investors or very few investors out there and they're not adding to properties which will go into the rental pool,
Yes.
what happens to tenants?
Correct.
There is less houses for rent.
Correct.
What happens to the rent?
Yes. Goes up
The rent goes up.
because there's a competition to, yeah, correct.
Correct. So again, another party that the government says they're trying to protect unexpectedly and probably unintentionally gets penalised
Yes.
because there's physically less houses available for rent
Yes.
and rental prices go up.
Yes.
So they're the ones that are disadvantaged again. So again, they think they're going to slow down people who have a residual income or who have the capacity to invest. But by doing so, they're hurting other people in the process
Yes.
who don't deserve to be hurt. So again, mate, look, pretty awful situation.
Agreed.
And like I said, for anyone out there who is hurting or who they feel are, that they have been disadvantaged, like, we're sorry. Like, but at the end of the day, the government's done this.
Correct.
Okay, we were talking about the fact that we had a war in Iran. Obviously, inflation was through the roof. We got some interest rate increases, and we were concerned about that.
Yes.
Then on top of that, we now get the federal budget, which obviously imposes even more pain
Correct.
on people. Now,
Yeah.
they're trying to ease the cost of living burden. If rents go through the roof, how does that ease the cost of living burden?
Yeah, correct.
Doesn't
it
at all.
doesn't. Yeah.
So bit of a tenuous situation we're in. So what we're going to have to do is stay tuned, work out what comes in the coming months.
Yes.
We'll continue to talk about it every single month about what's actually happening, but not an ideal situation overall.
Agreed. And hopefully RBA does put on a pause for a while, I think.
We
given
talked
what's
about
going
that.
on.
We
Yes.
talked about that in our last podcast. That's our prediction for the 16th of June RBA meeting. I personally believe, and I'm very hopeful, rates will be put on pause. So
Yes.
we won't get a third interest rate increase. But again, stay tuned to Ipswich's Real Estate Podcast and we'll tell you what's happening.
Yep. All right. So to wrap it up, I guess, what's the overall health of the real estate market? We're hearing it, like you said at the start, in the media every day. It's doom and gloom. They've got all these experts on there from different places telling us the market's dying, things are going south. But what's your opinion?
Look, the real situation is, and we did our results podcast for May. We sold 78 properties, so 2.5 properties a day. We listed 121, so nearly 4 a day. It's not all doom and gloom. I just want to encourage people out there to stay positive. Okay, the world's not ending.
Yes.
This is a government-imposed sanction, which is artificially changing or altering the real estate market. Okay, things will settle down.
Yes.
Okay? There is opportunities right now for buyers, to come into the market with less competition and maybe even at a slightly reduced price. Okay, for sellers, the market has gone up so much over the last couple of years. Even if there was a 5% change to the market, it's 5% of profit. You're not losing money.
Correct.
You're not going backwards. The market's been growing at anywhere between 12 to 15% a year.
Yes.
So even if you combine the last 2 years, you're up 25%. If there was a 5% correction, no one's going to die.
No.
Do you mean?
Correct.
You're okay.
Yeah.
So all I would suggest to you is everyone just needs to take a breath. We've seen this before, okay? The Ipswich real estate market and Queensland in general remains incredibly strong and it will into the foreseeable future.
Yes.
So don't panic.
Agreed.
All right?
Agreed.
Don't panic.
It's not all doom and gloom.
No, it's definitely not. Look,
Yes.
there's a lot of positives in this market and there's a lot of opportunity that's been created. There will be some unintended consequences, but that's life.
Yep. Agreed.
All right?
Agreed. All right. I think we've covered it.
I think we've covered it.
Yes.
So hopefully everyone's feeling a little bit better. Okay, there's a lot of positives.
Yes. Agreed.
You got nothing else?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Perfect. Well, thanks again to Matthew Taylor-Farrington from Purple Bunny Marketing. I'm Steve Athanates. I'm the owner of NG Real Estate here in Ipswich. Guys, if you like our commentary, if you've got any comments, we'd love to hear from you. Your comments are important to us. Click the link below. Otherwise, we'll see you at our next episode of Ipswich's Real Estate Podcast. We'll see you soon.